general meetings once a month, but also for meetings of various groups come in, the special interest groups. Our sponsors sometimes use it for special programs. We're happy to have you come in and be a participant with this on a monthly basis at the general meetings. This is the control center for the general meeting area. We have a number of video monitors and video cameras so that we can get everybody in on the action. We normally have about 120, 150 members come to our monthly meeting.
But my name is Bill or William Fehrenbach. I'm from Springfield. I'm a native of the Springfield. I discovered this method. I had an accident with a table saw, and it really startled me. So that I was already looking into hand tools and getting into some traditional hand tool woodworking, and that happened. And that kind of settled it for me. But I called Lee Valley. I was interested in building small boxes, things like this, and I'll kind of explain why that is. And Lee Valley recommended this book, and I was looking at a totally different book, and he said, you know, buy this book, and after you work your way through this book, he said you can build about anything. So I bought the book. And I was on vacation down in Alabama, and I took this book with me, and I saw the Toyohisa's website was in the back, and so I emailed Toyohisa. Sugita is his name. He's a native of Tokyo, and so the story is I bought the commercial jigs. I bought the crosscut guide and the ripping guide. The crosscut guide, you may know what that is. Has anybody ever seen this? I never have, and you wouldn't know what it is by looking at it, but it's going to be neat to show it to you. So I bought the jigs, and I started making some things, and I would send my photos to Toyohisa and say, hey, I made my first rabbit joint box, and he was excited and very encouraging, and so we kind of became pen pals over email and developed a friendship. And the next thing I knew, I was on my way to Tokyo with my two boys, oldest boys, Turner and TJ, and we spent about 10 days there, and I spent about half my time there with Toyohisa. And it was just a really, really neat experience. He also has 3 U.S. patents, more to do with a router. He is coming out with a new router book, be published by GMC Publications out of the UK. So when we were visiting, I asked Toyohisa how he learned woodworking, and it was Fine Woodworking magazine. This is his first magazine from October 1982. So he still has that. And this is Toyohisa and I. We're working on one of our projects during the day was a splayed leg stool. So this is down in Toyohisa's office area where he does a lot of his 3D work. He loves photography. But these are all his books. This is the ripping guide. This is the main saw guide with Sugita's woodworking method. And basically, I'm going to take this off so I can kind of show everybody what this is about. So what this allows the user to do, and this can be adjusted for right-handed fit or left-handed. You can move the acrylic fence over to this side. You have a couple pinhead screws. It allows you to register your piece of wood up against the saw guide perpendicular to the saw blade, and you get a perfectly straight cut. And you mount it on the back with this onto the bench. And you also have you can make a homemade jig to where you can stick through the back and attach a picture frame to cut spline joints, which is really handy. and I actually brought one of those. That's how you would cut a spline joint with this ripping guide. And basically you have a magnet on the top and the magnet on the bottom. And the beauty of this is you use acrylic spacers, and these are 5 millimeter, 2 millimeter, 3 millimeter, 0.5, 0.3, 0.2. So really, you have the equivalent of a manual numerical control device versus a CNC, because you literally can adjust your fit to the 0.1 millimeter. So this slides in and out, and you have a couple screws in the back. That obviously that's flat, but I've adjusted these already to what I want to use for the half lap. That pulls out. I have one saw, and this is Toyohisa's saw that the manufacturer manufactured for his method. Lee Valley makes one that's flush cut like this, but it's a straight blade on the bottom. They also make a contour blade, but it's a set saw. So this is the only contoured, non-set, flush cut saw of this size available that I know about. I got my depth stop, and so I'm going to saw until I get to my depth stop. So basically, this is a saw guide. It uses magnets, and it's just going to stick. I'm going to start cutting. So